Hey everyone, and welcome to the second video in the Eve Echo's Exploration Basics tutorial series. If you haven't done so already, feel free to head back and watch the Echo's tutorial Exploration Basics. In that video, I go through all of the basics that you need to know with regard to exploration, how it's all done, what modules you need, and so on and so on. There is also in the associated playlist the Learning to Scan video that was published by the NetEase team themselves. Go and watch that one as well if you don't know how the scanning minigame itself works. Yeah, it's much better explained than I could possibly hope to do. But anyway, moving on to this particular video. This video is just going to be tips and tricks for actually flying your exploration ship. So let's get on with the video, shall we? First and foremost, we have the target minimum scan radius. We want to get this to 75 meters or lower. It doesn't have to be lower than 75 meters. Once it's at 75 meters, you will be able to scan down every observable anomaly that we currently have in the game. It's entirely possible that by the time you're watching this video, new content has been released and it might be that the lowest anomaly that's scannable might be now 65 meters, for example. But at this point in time, it is 75 meters. So get your minimum scan radius for scanning down to 75 if you're doing exploration. If you're doing PvP scanning, that's a whole other story. But for exploration, guys, you want 75 meters. Next up is cloaking and scanning. When you spawn on the Stargate with your cloak, as soon as you start moving, you tend to hit that scan button. One thing you have to bear in mind, of course, is that once you're in the scanning minigame, you're out in the open for everybody to see in lock and destroy. I've seen this before, and there will be a kill mail up on screen, just showing how vulnerable you are whilst you're in the scanning minigame. So what you need to do is as soon as you hit that scan button, hit your cloak, and if you don't have a cloak, go and get one, because it is incredibly valuable whilst you are in the scanning minigame. If you're using a covert ops frigate, you'll of course be going with the covert ops cloak. If you're going in an interceptor frigate because you want to just completely avoid any gate camps, a regular cloak. You might not be able to warp with it, but you need to be cloaked up whilst you're in the scanning minigame. The next little piece of information is at the start of every hour, there is a chance in every system that something spawns. And after what I believe is 48 hours, something spawns anyway. So, yeah. Every system, start of every hour. So if somebody is 5 minutes ahead of you in scanning, and it's 2 minutes to the hour, just take a break for a couple of minutes, come back. There's a chance that the systems that you're planning on scanning in 5 minutes behind this other person have had new spawns that that person was unaware of. So yes, they respawn every single hour. If you're kind of lost for a direction, set a destination on the map. Just cloak up, go on the map, find a random point in space, maybe 20, 30, 40 jumps away from where you are at the moment. Just set destination and follow that path from Stargate to Stargate. Occasionally glance at it, see if there's any dead-end systems and just jump into them. I find it a lot easier doing exploration when I'm following a set path, rather than just having to figure out which Stargate to jump one at a time. The next really obvious one is keep your ship fueled. Before you set off on every adventure, make sure you've got enough fuel for your scanner. It's a very simple one, but of course you don't want to go out there, do 20 jumps and then go, oh, okay, I've run out of fuel, that's it, I can't do anymore. And the last piece of advice that I've got is if you get an incredibly lucrative yield on one of these scanning sites, let's say you go into a data site and you get something really, really expensive, say 500 million ISK or a billion ISK, whatever it may be, dock at the first available friendly station, whether it's a capsuleer outpost belonging to an alliance member or an NPC station. Dock in that station, get rid of all of your items, leave them in the item hangar, and then go back out again and carry on with your exploration. Come back later and collect those items in something a lot more secure. The reason why I say this is you do not want to be going into these anomalies, okay? You don't want to be going into these data sites or relic sites with a billion Zisks worth in your hold and then getting scanned down by another explorer who happens to be in a much more PvP oriented ship, who then, you know, lands on you, destroys you, takes away your loot, you get a bit upset. It can all be avoided. So yeah, those are my little tips and tricks for this video. Is there anything that I missed that you believe I should have included in the video? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Until then, fly safe and yeah, see you in New Eden.